All right, let's get right into it, man. This is the trade deadline preview, but it's gonna be a little unique because you know how we do here at 94 Feel Like. We don't just talk the topics, we have a little fun. You know, it's a Wednesday night, it's Snowmageddon on the way.
Man,
If you living in the South, it's Snowmageddon. Uh and trade Armageddon, 15 days away. Big shot in the building, Trav in the building. Ham is in the building. Before we get to the festivities, Ham, of course, we must plug everything that's going on with you. Tell the people where they can find you.
Sports 56, man. Sports 56 AM 98.5 FM. That's in Memphis. You can find us on the Twitter and the YouTube, both under those titles. Sports 56 98.5 FM. Um, Happy Hour with Johnny Radio from 11 to 1. That's Central Time. We don't do that on East Coast time. Shit, we're not on East Coast time. We're in Memphis. So it's just pretty much that. But yeah, every day from 11 to 1, we rock out there. We just keep it short and sweet on that. Uh, Nothing major on the agenda right now. Just rolling along.
Rolling. And you do not have to be in Memphis to get plugged in, man.
man,
Not
what?
Sports 56 on YouTube, Sports 56 on the app, and you in there. You in
Yeah.
there.
I forgot about the Sports 56 app. You can find it in the App Store. Whatever, App Store, Apple Store, whatever carrier that you deal with,
Yeah.
man, that's there, but be there, man. Needless to say, that's right.
So this is how we gonna do. Y'all know it's here at 9 for life. We just what's gonna happen with y'all? What's gonna happen with Giannis? What's going no. That's not how we do. We have fun. We gonna make you use your brains a little bit in these next calls. We're gonna make you use your brains a little bit in the next half an hour to 40 minutes. So I got the game, fellas. Y'all remember the game show? Shout out to my man Howie Mandel. Deal or no deal? And we're gonna mix in some trade trivia on this show. So listen, gotta put your thinking caps on. So, Trav, do you want to play deal or no deal, or do you want trade trivia?
Deal or no deal?
Deal or no deal? And this is the purpose setup. Shout out to our man Matthew Gordon, trolling us from one of the five boroughs, I'm sure. Trav, deal or no deal? You are the Knicks GM. Is Carl Anthony Towns still a member of the New York Knicks?
If he ain't a member, you stupid.
So you are saying no deal.
No deal, man. That's dude. Carl Anthony Towns, you can say what you want. He got the little actions that make you be like, oh, what are you doing, dog? But at the end of the day, he is who he is. Yeah, you think play with if you play with Brunson by him, not by himself, but you don't have him a legit person to help him. You're going to make what's my coach name from the Vegas Aces? What's her name? Can't
Becky.
think of her name. Becky Hammond. You're gonna really make her opinion a fact. No, you keep that man there. You keep him there. You get Giannis, you gonna give up. You trying to get Giannis or whatever, and you want to give him up, then what?
So let me ask you something, Trav. And you don't have to give me the trade exactly. But what fixes that team? Because right now, as we're taping this, they 2 wins in 11. It's it's lethargic. It's sort of listless play. What is the fix for the Knicks if you're saying we're not dealing town? What would you do? What do you if you the GM or Nick? What are you looking to do?
Go to the Wizard of Oz and talk to the Scarecrow so you can get a heart. They don't need the New York Knicks. Don't. Look, Emery Cup, right? Won it, came back, beat a tough Spurs team. They beat everybody within. What was you doing then that you're not doing now? They was playing with grit and heart. Now they think that they are the New York Knicks. They think they are the show. So when you are the show, you want to show up and just be like, hey, we are the Knicks. We're going to come back in just a matter of time. It don't work that way. It doesn't work that way. In this year NBA, we just seen tons of 20-point leads blown. We just seen teams get blown out the gym by 50. All because it's doing two things. They ain't dropping for you, and you ain't got no heart. The Knicks, you need to let them drop again and show your heart. You're going to be all right. You're considered one of the top teams, if not the best team in the East. You was there at one time. I know you was second place for sure. But Detroit said, man, y'all ain't talking about nothing. What up, though? What up, though? They got the Cartiers on, and they splitting wigs up there. So what happened to you? You was on that same pace. Knicks, get your heart again. Go to the Wizard of Oz. Talk to the Scarecrow. Get a heart, man. Get a heart.
J Ham, deal or no deal? Or you want trade trivia?
Go with the deal game. Deal or no deal.
Deal or no deal? Golden State. Any deal. Would you make them if you Golden State? Do you make any move? We know the Kaminga thing is hanging out there. But if you're Golden State, put that to the side. That's a whole separate thing. Is there a deal to be made, or do you let this ride out and maybe we come back to this in the summer?
It's a deal to be made, but it ain't gonna make a difference right now.
Mm.
They old, man. I mean, it's time for them to change how they play. Probably decide to, change on who decides who they play, as far as on the roster and the whole deal. It's time for a lot of change around that. They milk that for as much as you can milk it.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. I don't think it's no slight at nobody. It's just one of those deals, where you max it out. Max it out, time's up. Just kind of regroup, retool it, rebrand it, rebuild it, however you want to frame. Get your Rio,
Yeah. Okay. Trav, deal or no deal or trade trivia?
We gotta go with the trivia this time, man. Let's see
Oh, Trav taking a shot at trivia. All right.
What we got?
What we got? February 21st, 2011, Carmelo Anthony is traded to the Denver Nuggets. Whoa, no. He's traded from the Denver Nuggets to the New York Knicks. Who was the veteran guard that he was traded with?
Was that Chauncey?
That is correct. Chauncey Billups was also in that trade. So speaking back to the Knicks, Carmelo Anthony traded. So Trav, that takes me to the Western Conference. We'll stay in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
And you got a surprising Phoenix who has exceeded expectations. If you're Phoenix, do you let it ride and see how the season finishes, or is there an opportunity now to get better? Or do you see what this team is for the remainder?
They're very interesting. They're very interesting because if I'm Phoenix, I want to add somebody, but not have to give up much.
What would
what
you
I
add?
mean? It depends. If you're going to get a guy like Kaminga, yeah, he's staying in the West. But you get a guy like Kaminga, I don't know who you have to give up, but they have to be the winner of their trade because what they have right there with D Book and Dylan and oh man, you got number 20 23. I can't think of his name right now, but what they have right there, that base that they have, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. But whatever they trade, they have to be the sole winner of it because that nucleus that they do have is something that's helping them win games.
Mhm. I think Phoenix, you could look for a slight up. If you could find front court help,
That's
I think that would be useful. Maybe a 4-man, 5-man. You've got Mark Williams. Malouch is sort of a developmental project. But I think if you're Phoenix, you're ahead right now. You're ahead of where you're supposed to be at. Ham, deal or no deal or trade trivia?
Go to trivia.
Trade trivia. Okay. Let's get to it. Ham is a historian, so anytime we go to this story. 1999 trade deadline 1999. The Bucks, the Nets, and the Timberwolves were in a three-way trade that saw three of the best point guards of that era change teams. Can you name the 3 point guards who changed teams? It was three-way trade. Bucks, Nets, Timberwolves. Trade deadline 1999. Three of the best point guards at that time changed teams in one trade. In that trade, who were the three?
Steph went from Minnesota to New Jersey.
That's one.
Sam Cassell went from New Jersey to Milwaukee.
That's two.
And then you had Terrell Brandon went from, what was that, Milwaukee to Minnesota at the time.
Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. This is why he is the historian.
My
This
man.
is why he is
Somebody
beat the.
told me that.
This is why he is thumped the Schwab. This is why he is the Wikipedia, the encyclopedia, and any other pedia that you want.
Do this shit, y'all.
Terrell Brandon, man. Terrell Brandon.
There were other ancillary pieces, but those were the three main guys that traded, that swatched places.
You kind of gave me away with the 3-point guards. I was like, yeah, it was a three-way trade.
I figured I would try to give you you know what? I think I tried to give you a little lead, but I'm like, this is his hand. I probably shouldn't gave you nothing. You know what I mean? So speaking of point guard, hand, I'm gonna lead this right to you. Staying in the West, the Houston Rockets. Now, it has kind of been a rough patch the last 3-4 weeks with the Rockets. It's been real uneven.
Except for last night. Hell.
Except for against the Spurs. But I've also seen this team lose to Sacramento in the last 2 weeks. It's patchy. They lost Van Fleet. Reed Shepherd he's coming along. But if you the Rockets, do you get yourself in the point guard market over the next 2 weeks? Because I think, to me, this is where the problem is.
You remember that little old lady that was sitting next to dude on Coming to America when Lisa looked back at like she rolled with Akeem and that, and they were like, "Go on, honey, take it. See what's up." I mean, you can't do that, but just test it out. Yeah. I mean, if y'all want to call Memphis, since they so hell bent on getting get rid of the point guard around here like some dumbasses, you know what I'm saying? Give them a call. You know, call dumbass Zach Kleiman, see what dumbass Zach Kleiman want to do about trading, you know, his point guard away like a dumbass, like he's trying to be.
Hold that. We're gonna come back to Memphis before the show is up because I'm gonna talk about the GM part of this. Trav, back to you. Deal or no deal or trade trivia?
I had trade deal, no deal.
You can pick whatever you want to.
No, I'm alternating myself. So
So you want deal or no
I
deal?
want deal, no deal. Yeah.
So is there? So the deal is. So here's your deal. It's getting funny style in Milwaukee. It's getting a little. I know we ain't doing 6-7 no more, but it's a little weird in Milwaukee. If you are the Bucks GM, they are 11th in the East as we are taping this show. Forget Giannis. Are you a buyer or a seller based on where you at right now?
Blow it up. Blow it up. Blow it up, dog. It's time, man. Get Doc out of there. Get Rondo out of there. Dude. Don't fall should look like the Orlando Magic when the Orlando Magic first started 5 in 1989.
Bang.
It's no hope. Giannis know it ain't no hope. He just doing what he do because he just love to do it. I think he feels himself being an empty calorie worker. Because he can get whatever he want, however he want, whenever he want it. It's just what's the purpose of that? I'm not winning. You're not giving me nobody to win with. What else? Blow it up, man.
And Ham certainly jump in. Does blow it up mean? I know I just said put Giannis to the side. Does blow it up mean Giannis goes? And Trav, you just said the Knicks, y'all need to go buy a heart. If you're the Bucks, do you do? I mean, it wouldn't be as quiet, but we sat here and said, "Man, Dallas traded Luka, and then nobody know." If you are the Bucks, do you make a call to the Knicks and say, "Hey, just between you and I, just between you and I, big fella's available to you. If it's blow it up or it's blow it up, Ham Trav, anybody but Giannis."
And this is the Knicks we talking to, or who is
Talking
this?
to the Bucks. If you're the Bucks, are you saying we are going to quietly as possible make Giannis available? Or are you saying Giannis is here, everybody else on his roster can go?
It don't hurt to peel a talk. It don't hurt to peel a talk. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt because at this point, Milwaukee is done. Milwaukee's done.
Yeah.
It does not hurt. I would not be surprised if Dallas was to do it again. This time with a different GM. I would not be surprised.
Are you saying Anthony Davis for Giannis or something like that?
Why not? Why not? He closer to home. He retired.
And what you think?
I mean, you can do it, but who gets better?
That's the whole thing.
You know, that's really what a lot of it come down to. Like, who gets better out of this? Either long term or immediate.
But you know what? You know what's gonna make it so fascinating? It's gonna be the names. Because Dallas gonna throw more than just AD at this point because of the simple fact that of his injuries and all that stuff, they gotta throw a little bit more. Although AD gonna come with a money with a bag package, but at the same time, it's you get at this point the trade ain't got nothing to do with Anthony Davis. The trade got something to do with Giannis. That's the main thing. He got to go.
And so you basically written AD just for the implosion.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of fucked up for AD, but I understand.
He's a name. He's a name. He's a name that's gonna make it sound good at this point.
You make the implosion happen. I got
Make it sound good. Oh, we can Anthony Davis. Yeah, he injury prone, but man, when he's healthy, he can do what he want to do, which is all true.
I think you make the move. If you really blowing it up, as Trash said, you putting the pin out the grenade, you throwing it. If you make the move, if you make that move, you don't do it with the intention of resigning AD.
I mean, you can't. You
It
know?
really it becomes you just taking the salary so that it's gone off your books. And in this second apron era that we live in, this is the it's not whether it's Anthony Davis, Zion, Ja, unfortunately, if this happens,
Mhm.
LaMelo, the bigger the contract is right now, it's not really for the betterment of like your team. You really, it is just exchange. It's an exchange of money. It's money laundering right now because teams are just so afraid of this second apron. And now guys who are star players, you ain't getting moved to better the squad. You getting moved because it's a financial now.
Can we go there now?
I'm gonna hold. You know what? I don't even want to hold you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because it ties right into everything that's going on here, really.
Yep.
And it's really not about Ja fully, as I'm finding out. It's about moving one of those $40 million a year contracts. Mainly because these dudes became max players at a time when the financial structure was completely evolving.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we just watched Trae Young, who is taking the Atlanta Hawks franchise as far as them being in Atlanta further than anybody else has ever had to a conference finals 5 years ago. And they moved on from him pretty much in a salary dump
Mm-hmm.
for the most part. Now here in Memphis, we have a situation where punk ass that climbing, and I'm saying this way because he's created this scenario of his best player being the bad guy and trying to put him on the trade market. Problem with it is that his best player hasn't been available enough to be a viable piece on the market.
Correct.
Finding out that it's hard as fuck to move him in that fashion, and you need for him to be on the floor. Now, what he was looking for wasn't looking for the move. No, he just wanted a 2-year extension that comes with it. Now, I can understand why you wouldn't want to give him that 2-year extension, 100%. But in order for him to play his value back up, he has to play his value back up while he's on your roster.
Also true.
And if you change the style of play and the coach and the whole deal in the middle of all of this, in which you also traded away the third max contract that you had on your roster last summer, which makes your team younger, of course, because now you got to, a little flexibility. Now you're trying to cut it down and you want to rebuild it, but you want to rebuild it by going about it, doing it in that way. So you create this narrative or your point guard being the malcontent, which was bullshit. And everybody saw that it was bullshit. And so your malcontent point guard comes back and he's looking like himself again because he knows he has to reprove himself in order to get this extension, whether he wants to stay here or not, and still be at the level of value that he was while he was here. So in order to do that, Zach Kleiman, you have to make what you tried to paint as a malcontent superstar, you have to make him valuable again. It's on you now as the general manager to make him valuable again because his trade value for what you want to do between now on January 21st and Thursday, February 5th, it ain't hitting like you think. It ain't even going to be hitting like you think by the summertime. So just as much as he needs you, you fucking need him too.
I was just about to say that it kind of, whatever the organization trying to do, it seemed like it backfired.
Yeah. And
on this about this today, and John Harden went on way more than what I did. In fact, he took aim at my host on the 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. program, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. In particular, Greg Gaston told him basically to shut the fuck up. Cut off the grinding out. Look, because see, here's what we also have to remember. We have a box office attraction. Okay? You still have to consider that. You move that box office attraction and you're not getting immediate, even close to what they feel is return at this time.
Yeah.
Your Memphis Tiger home games, you will get about 3,000-4,000 on a weeknight. Your NBA games will start to look similar if you make that move. I'm just letting you know off the rip.
They have to be really, really careful with what they do next.
You're hearing about the other $40 million contract possibly being on the move in one Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah.
That's what I was hearing about.
First apron, second apron, here we are.
Yeah.
But you can't you can rebuild it like that, Zach Kleiman, but let me also remind you, you are not Sam Preston, Chief. You got the bevy of draft picks. Yeah, you draft well, but it also is more come down to just the ability of how you draft players. You still have to cultivate a winning culture. And that's where you missed with this crew that you're trying to pack up and ship away that became max players on your dial. You missed on how to maintain that because, for one, you couldn't even keep them on the floor healthy. And you're still not on the floor healthy. So you got a whole lot within, and then it don't help also here in Memphis. We have an absentee owner. We think this motherfucker's AI. We don't see him. He like Annie on the Muppet Babies. We never seen this motherfucker. He like Dr. Claw. We just see the fist in the chair. That's it.
Yeah, we definitely gonna keep monitoring it over the next 2 weeks, but above any other franchise, they need to be really, really, really careful with how they move these next 2 weeks, and they better be very sure of what you're doing if you
Okay.
pull either one of those triggers. Even if it's Josh stays, Jaren Jackson goes, you still better be really careful with what you do.
Especially when you paint that narrative of one of them being disgruntled.
Yep.
Mhm.
Not the case, because now the players chirp too.
Yep.
Now this information started, so you will get that next group or next, few pieces that you draft. You end up becoming a developmental territory for every other star team in the league. You'll be like Sacramento. They go come to you for the rookie deal. They're gonna go get paid elsewhere, or you'll pay them and you'll wear them out, and it'll be just purgatory. Be careful.
Be careful. So,
Mm.
Trav, let me go to you on a deal situation with your San Antonio Spurs.
Okay.
Second in the West.
Yep.
You know, we talked about some of the pieces that are around Wemby. Here's my question. The Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox fit around Wemby. Now, the record is the record. The record is great. It's not Castle. I doubt it's Fox. Dylan Harper. Not because he's not a promising young player, but just because of where the team is at now. Like, we've seen the Spurs handle Oklahoma City a couple of times. We've watched them beat Houston. Would it be out of pocket to say, could we package Dylan Harper and some other things for another piece that gets us closer to the finish line sooner than later? It is early. It would be harsh on Dylan Harper. It would be harsh. I'll fully admit it. But based on where you're at, the ceiling has changed now. I'm just asking the question of GM Trav. Yes or no?
That's tough. That's tough. He's a key contributor. I'm talking about when Castle out, he comes in. When when Fox is out, he comes in.
Yeah.
They run that two kind of point guard, shooting guard, vice versa. It doesn't matter. On the defensive end, he's good also. It's not as good as Castle, but he's good. He's just a rookie though. He's just a rookie.
Yeah, it is.
Here's the thing, Big Shot. I would shop him. I would shop him without shopping him.
Okay. Fair enough.
Reason I say I would shop him without shopping him is I'm not putting him out here like I had to let this guy go. If somebody was to pick up the phone and call me and be like, hey, I got marketing out here. We'll take Sohan and Young Harper.
Mm-hmm.
You better come off of it. You gotta come off of it. You gotta come off of it. You may want to get a pick, may have to throw a pick in there with Lord Markin in there too, because Lord Markin won more. He out there. But you get a call like that. Now, you calling me talking about you want Sochan and somebody else or whatever it may be. Nah, we ain't mess with it. You got to call me. I'm not just he's not finna be out here for bait. You better look up, you better talk to his agent. you better talk to somebody. I'm not putting him out there like that because that there in San Antonio is is a Devin Vassell away from making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. He's coming back, but you don't mess with that. You
Okay.
don't mess with that. I don't. Again, you shop it without shopping.
Without shopping it. All right, rapid fire trade trivia. February 6, 2028, Shaq is traded to Phoenix from Miami. Who is the
2008.
2008? Shaq
Okay.
goes from Miami to Phoenix. Who is the versatile small forward who went to Miami? Who was Shaq traded for?
The versatile forward from Miami. Was it
No, Mary one.
Yeah, it was Sean Marion.
okay. Okay.
Sean
Okay.
Marion.
Okay. Yeah.
Sean Marion. All right. Ham, I'm gonna go back to you on the GM on the GM. In a similar vein to San Antonio, the Detroit Pistons, way ahead. Way ahead. And you know your window is we talk about the window. Your window is the season you're in. No. You cut me off and say hell no, don't do nothing.
I'm thinking, I'm trying like, is it even anything worth touching right now? And I don't think they have anything worth touching. I think they got like a 5.5 game lead. Ooh, excuse me. 12 just swatted some shit. I'm watching the Grizz as well. So,
Nah, we know you multitask. It's cool.
you know what I'm saying? 12 came through with the nice, chase down block right there. But now with Detroit, keep riding. Y'all culture looks good. Y'all winning games. Y'all got different dudes shining on a nightly basis. You pretty much got 2 All-Stars. Shout out to Cade for being named All-Star, first time All-Star starter. You know what I'm saying, earlier this week.
Okay.
Look good, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a good deal going on in Detroit. Shout out to Little Caesars and the nasty ass pizza too. You know,
Little Caesars, man.
Them honey really don't have number 5 pepperonis on.
They hot and ready, but they ain't tasty. That's for sure.
I'm nasty. That's what the motherfuckers
I'm
think.
nasty.
Trav. James Harden trade. The fax machine, as you like to call it. Second round pick. 2 first round picks. Who were the 2 players that went to OKC in the trade?
Who was them players from? They were from Houston, right?
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh, I don't. Oh my God, that was such a big deal, man. Oh my God, who was them players that went over there?
So
Say that again.
I said, I can't even think of that one
I can't
myself.
think. I can't think of the play. All I know it was 5 years, 95 million. That was the main thing that he had to contemplate. Well, he didn't contemplate about because they stuck the 3 year deal in his face and told him he had 24 hours to make a decision.
So actually, it was 4 players.
It was 4.
Kevin Martin, Jeremy Lamb, Cole Aldridge, and Daquan Cook.
Kevin Martin sure did play at Houston. He sure did.
That is about Ham. They talk about 10 cents on the dollar. That's about as 10 cents on the dollar as you can get.
Shout out to Cole Aldridge. I'm just saying.
Aldridge.
Shout out my man Cole Aldridge, man. Hey, we're gonna do a couple more rapid fires, then we're gonna get up out of here. I am a 3-time NBA All-Star. I have been traded for Paul George. I have been traded for Tyrese Halliburton. Who am I?
Paul George and Halliburton.
Yep. I've been two separate times I've been traded. Paul George trade, Tyrese Halliburton trade. 3-time NBA All-Star. Who am I?
Oh wow.
Answer is Domantas Sabonis.
Dang. He on the market again, ain't he?
On the market again.
When he be? Yeah, motherfucking Sacramento. Free DeMontis.
Sacramento. Oh man.
Demontis was Demontis was drafted was Oklahoma City. He was traded to Indiana with Victor Oladipo,
Oladipo.
Paul George, and then was traded to Sacramento for Tyrese Halliburton.
That's crazy because that happened within like the last decade, and that feel like a blur.
Man, where I don't even understand.
Crazy. So
That's wild.
what's that fool name? Rasheed Wallace
Washi.
was traded where before he went to the Pistons?
Atlanta.
Oh.
Hawks played one game with the Hawks. One of the best. If the throwback jersey era was still a thing, the Rasheed Wallace Atlanta Hawks jersey is a great throwback for the one game.
The red one. The red one too.
That was the only game he played. He played in one road game.
Let's go at 20.
Yes, sir. So, fellas, who do you think? And then we're gonna get up out of here. You know, sometimes the trade deadline could be a lot of this, and then don't nothing really happen. We talked about Giannis. We talked about Ja. Of the stars, who do you think is somebody who you think, yeah, he's gonna go by the deadline?
So other than the stars?
Yeah, it could be other than the stars. It could be a big star. Somebody you like we not hearing much about this guy, but he could be the one to go.
That's a good question.
I give you a couple names just to I think people need to look at. Norman Powell is one name. Norman is having an unbelievable year.
You'll be a fool, Miami. You'll be a fool, Pat Riley.
But Norman is 31. Norman gonna want his money sooner than later. Miami is sort of this middling team right now. It ain't
Mm-hmm.
Ham and Trav remember my band from TV List. Miami about to be back on.
Ooh, wait.
I think Norman Powell's an interesting name. At the deadline, I think if I am a contender, I'll say this. If I am Detroit and the price is not too high, Norman might be a real interesting piece as a guy next to Jalen and next to Cade.
Man, you do.
He'd be an interesting fit as a shooter, not the greatest creator off the dribble, but is there somebody who
fits. He
a
fits.
shooter and somebody who's been there, done that with playoff experience.
He fits that Detroit. He fits that style of play.
It ain't a bad look at all, though.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't. I mean, I didn't have a chance to even also look up like expiring contracts for even, that type of action. They could be on that kind of move, they could go out, but I'm quite sure it's a few that's out there. Sure, they normally is.
Oh, I think anybody making over 25 with 1 year left.
Mm.
Yeah. you're
In a real situation, yeah.
in a real situation. I don't know what the move is. I think a team like Boston. I think teams like Boston and Philadelphia, where your season has gone better than you thought it was gonna go. Um, you know who was an interesting piece? I'll give you another name. With the rise of the young Bahamian, you know whose name becomes an interesting name in the next 2 weeks?
Who
And
that?
we ain't seen a lot of them. Jared McCain.
Mm.
They sent him back to the G League. So
Right. He hasn't been the healthiest.
yeah,
Hey,
he can score the rock,
he
right?
can score the rock. But
Probably need a fresh space.
with young fella, the way young fella plays
Edgecombe, man.
next
Edgecombe
to
take a
Max,
lot of space.
Hey, probably need a fresh
hey, um,
yeah.
other guys, I think for a guy like Rob Dillingham, I think you have to. If I'm Minnesota, if he's not gonna play for me,
Go get some form.
get something for him.
I
If
agree.
he's not gonna play,
I agree.
because if he can't, and we talked about this earlier in the year, if he can't get minutes over Conley, and you're gonna continue to play White, Dante, and Anthony at the point for extended minutes, that tells me, he ain't for you.
I waste him. I continue to waste him. Go ahead and get some value. Why you can get something for him. He's still young. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. You know what though? That's the funny part about this apron, and we kind of really predicted it that it was really going to expose motherfuckers that really
Mm-hmm.
had to build it and put it together because the whole dynamic of it has changed. Like, what's a max player now? It's different,
Right.
and as a player, you really can't. It's easy to say you can't look at it and be offended, but it's changed.
The landscape is different.
Oh, it's way
It's
different. It's
so much
changed on
different.
the fly because now, like I said, it brings me back to the Memphis thing. You actually got where the GM is trying to paint this picture of this dude being a malcontent and the whole deal to add. It's like his value already down. Why you paying to paint that to make that way?
It
You
does
got people
you.
that this dude trying to sit out to get traded. Who sits out and get traded?
It doesn't do you any good. Well, it's never done you any good, but in this market, it doesn't do you any good. This is
Mhm.
what makes the Kaminga thing to me so baffling. It doesn't do you any good to not play him, even if he ain't the best fit for how you play. To not play him doesn't you don't accomplish anything by not playing him.
This is
It's
the
a,
second. This is the second year in a row where the Kaminga trade has been so high, but some has happened to Golden State to the fact that you are forced to play him.
so
You're
you
forced to
too.
play him.
The business end of it ain't aligning with y'all show end of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Guys creating some hostility that's really not making it good, all because y'all felt like y'all didn't want to pay the ticket no more. But y'all getting all the bread with the new TV money and that. You gotta pay what you weigh, man. Pay these folks. Stop tripping, man.
Yeah. It's
Hell yeah, in Memphis, I'm like, yeah, get my guy the extendo because you're gonna need that to bring his value back up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
right.
You give him his money, he gonna play. It's really just that simple. Keep them healthy. Keep the rest of your people, and I'll say this for any organization. Keep your folks in line, invest into you. Now you gotta really invest into your athletes.
That thing to me, Cam, and you made this point on when we talked about this maybe a week or two ago. This is no longer this is in 2011, 2010, 2016, you could go out. as Trav calls it, the three and impossible. You go out, you sign the two big max players, you're filling the rest. You cannot move like that in this NBA anymore.
Be a team now. A team.
You have to do what the Denvers, Oklahoma Cities. You gotta buy low and you gotta develop these dudes to the point.
And be ready to sell and continue on with what you replace, because what you can't do is miss with what you replace, i.e. Boston. Boston number 2 in the East right now. Who the hell thought that was going to be the case on January 21st?
Oh, shoot, they shoot the cover off that rock, boy. They shoot.
And dude set to come back this year. Tatum. He will be back this year. He's already on schedule further ahead of schedule rehab wise. You know, so
good old JT.
But you look at the teams that's hit. Detroit has hit with Durant and K.
Yes.
OKC has hit with Jalen and Chet and Isaiah Jones. And what's my man? Ajay. What AJ?
They didn't hit. They just hit. They just hit.
They've hit on everything they've done for the last 5 years.
Tell Joe and all them folks, man.
And guess what they're gonna have to do at some point?
Pay.
They're gonna have to pay.
Pay or make a choice.
But they're getting if they pay them, that's gonna be cool. If they let them go, we understand why. But they're going to get the most out of those young guys as they can, because they're making their profit value go up. They understand.
It's really become. You get the young star, and then the clock starts.
Right.
And anytime that clock starts, you got to hit on these second and third pieces. Chet Holmgren has to hit. Jalen Williams has to hit. Lou Dort hits. AJ Mitchell hits. Isaiah Joe, it hits.
Your basketball philosophy hit.
It
Your
hits.
health and availability hit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Nick said it best. I saw Steve Nash saying it from the coaching standpoint. It's like running a small startup, because you got to be not just in tune with your coaches, but the roster, your front office people, your video people, your training people. Everybody got to be on one accord. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get there. It's a unit.
You got it. You just got to hit. So listen, we might have some more motion by the time we come back here next week. We're gonna be 8 days away from the deadline. We're gonna have some more motion. I think next week what we're gonna do for the fans, we're gonna come back and dip our waters into this college basketball thing, because in a very similar vein to Indiana Hoosiers in football, there are a couple programs right now in this wide open NIL era. Hey. But before we leave, fellas, our new segment, Mid of the Week. We had the pyramid last week. We got our Mid of the Week, spotlighting the others. Ham, I'm going to let you roll first, man. Who is your Mid of the Week?
I went down to Dallas, man. They got Najee Marshall. You know what I'm saying? He just been in that absence. They needed a point guard too, for a while, and he pretty much been manning that ship for him like that. He putting it down, 6'6", whatever. Didn't realize he was 27 years old. I'm like, yeah, been around for a minute. He was in New Orleans, and then looked like he may have found him a good space in Dallas. Jason Kidd rock with him tough, but he been putting up like 25 and 5 over the last 5 games. So he doing his thing. So I brought him on to the pyramid as well. So he looked good over that space. And they playing some solid basketball in Dallas. They trying to get healthy and move along. They growing up, though. They going to be all right.
Trav, who is your Mid of the Week?
Big shot. I had to take your guy, man. I had to take one of you guys that was in UNC for about 5 years, then stayed in Arizona for about 3 more years. But it was just something about him and the Lakers that he just had their number the other night, and he's been playing good quality basketball, low mid as I say right now. And that was Caleb Love.
Hey, shout out to him, man. Credit
We
to
might
him.
hear him again a few times over the rest of the season, though, because he really been putting in that work like that.
Caleb Love,
I think his numbers was like he been averaging over 15 over the last 5, like 3 or 4 steals or whatever. He doing his thing, man. You know, coming out the bench, providing offensive spark. They let him shoot, so he cool
they
with
let
that.
them shoot, they let them shoot, they let them play, and his style, whatever it is they got over there in Portland. Tiago Splitter got them guys doing something, and it is working for Caleb Love. We almost made an exception, but the guy underage, but this guy may mess around and miss the pyramid. I ain't gonna say his name right now. I tell y'all, well, hell no. I probably tell you probably would know too, Big Shot. But this man here, Jesus, again, it's gonna be the pyramid. He's right here. He's gonna be a star.
Put it that way. We give him a couple more weeks and just let him get a couple more of them games like he put up with. We just gonna go ahead and put them on.
Like he did last night. And man, I was like,
Oh, we got
Jesus.
a mystery player on the mid.
We got
Because
no, he ain't he's on it. This is probably one of the few players that you be like, he may be mid, but he was not listed. But when we mention him again next season, he's gonna start off as a star.
Mm.
because see, here's the thing. Just as we were saying, the dynamic of how you build it has changed. They making all these folks go younger because they scared of that second apron. They hovering around that first apron, so they trying to keep the money low. And this is, of course, weeding out more of the vets.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna become a lot more younger, a lot more immature, and a lot more that. So it's gonna feature a lot of dudes that's gonna be 24, 25 years old. That's gonna be like quality mid-tier players already. So they really don't. It's a short growth, period for them. So just like what this mystery player, he like said, like I was telling Trav this morning, I was like, yo, this motherfucker gonna be a star when we
He's gonna
start
be
the
a
season.
star. He's gonna be a star. Like he
He
mess
gonna
around and probably
be from the pyramid
he
because of
probably top 25 right now.
I am now the wheels are turning on who this is.
You know we gonna cut it off and I'll say it in a moment. I'll let you
Okay.
know. So
My mid of the week is a mid major. Miami of Ohio, 20-0. Back-to-back overtime wins over the past week. Hey, and we know this. And Johnny Radio was on here a couple years ago when we did the March Madness show. Johnny Radio got to get you back. Ham said, and he made this point. The scariest team in the first round of the tournament is the mid-major that's won a bunch of games.
this is what we want.
See Florida Atlantic.
28, 29, 27, 28, 29, a 30 win mid-major. Oh, that's a problem. You don't want to see that early.
Miami, Ohio is 20-0. So the obviously means they undefeated in the MAC. 6 players in double figures. Like a lot of them MAC teams is veteran, is guys, is juniors, and seniors.
Mm-hmm.
In about 2 months, it's time to fill out these brackets. Miami of Ohio gonna be one of that strong, about 7th, 8th seed. You're gonna be like, and they gonna get matched up with one of these lower Power 5 teams that made the tournament. You're gonna be like, ooh, why is
they ain't got the resume to get up on the 4-5 line or above.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That 5-12 matchup gonna be something serious.
They get put, like I'm watching this SEC. They get put with a Texas. They get put against somebody like a Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They get put against somebody like Indiana. They get put against somebody like that.
Yeah, get them.
All right.
one of the middle tier Power 5 conferences.
Mm-hmm.
Conference members like that. I had to say Power 5 in basketball because the Big East is power. It was just had to acknowledge that for what it
Right.
is.
But you know what I'm saying? You catch one of them like 19 and 13 Power 5 teams, and they played Miami of Ohio. Yeah.
When they sitting at 31-5.
Red Hawks
Ready to clip you. Ready to clip you.
So shout out Miami, Ohio, one time for Charlie Coles, Wally Serbiak, Ron Harper. Shout out to all of them. Yeah. We're gonna get started. We're gonna get back into some college basketball next week because
Yeah.
the SEC women,
That's a show in itself, huh?
let me tell you something.
Marquee game.
SEC women's basketball, Tuesdays and Thursday night ain't cheating.
Dude, what? Hey, man. They're not cheating.
Pat would be proud, man. Pat would be proud of what the ladies are doing in the Southeastern Conference.
Look, hold that thought. Write that in your notes somewhere. We're gonna talk about that next week. Cause what is her? I can't. I'm blanked on her name. The coach at Tennessee. Respectfully, I'm gonna get her name by next week. She doing a hell of a job with that team.
Yes, she is.
Doing a hell of a job with that team. It ain't the classic Pat Summitt powerhouse that we all gonna love. But for what they are right now, they are right. They all right. We're gonna get into it next week. We're gonna do a college basketball special, man. Shout out to that. Trav in the building, Ham in the building, the trade deadline, the trade deadline preview. If there's breaking news, you know where to find us. Subscribe, notifications on. Basketball for the people, by the people.
Oh, yeah, check my boy Mo Chef on Friday, man. 11:30 in the happy hour. You know, they go preview championship Sunday. So him and Johnny Radio, they go fire it up. And me and Darian will probably be there to instigate the whole meeting and add a little fun to it, like we normally do. But that's a big deal right now with Championship Sunday going on and everything. And Germ So True said he gonna make his return to the bunch next week, and we got some real dope plan coming up. It's kind of, I won't say it's a countdown. Well, not a countdown, but we're gonna talk about some of the great all-time great stuff. Super Bowl.
We ready.
I just leave it at that. We'll leak it a little later.
All right.